You make it look easy. Go on and do what you do. All of this looks like gold. What you touch turns to gold.
All right, welcome back to the channel, guys. I have a quick and cool video for you, and it's about anamorphic lenses. As you see right here, this is the SIRUI Saturn 35mm t2.9 lens. I've been using it for quite some time, and I have to say that I really like this lens. I know I'm late to the game. There's a million videos about this lens, so I'm not going to touch every topic of this lens. I just want to show you guys the potential value that this lens still has. And starting with the design, as you can see, it is a very compact lens. This is a gimbal monster, I have to say. I love this lens. You can slap this on a Sony camera like an FX3 or something, put it on a Ronin or a Crane 4, and this lens will not break your back because of the fact that it weighs right under a pound. And I really like that about these lenses. I'm not a fan of big bulky lenses. Weight and size do matter when it comes to filmmaking. I don't like heavy lenses, and I think SIRUI nailed it when they made the Saturn set. So they did send me this lens in exchange for a review, and I told them I'm not going to do a scientific review, but I want to share the value that I think this lens still has. So starting first, which is the bokeh. You guys know that this thing has 10 aperture blades, and it looks amazing. As you can see in these images, I was actually with my buddy SePark. He was helping me out to do some shoot. We just had a meeting with Ji-yoon in New York, and we had a great time, and what perfect opportunity to actually shoot some B-roll with this lens. Like I said, this lens is amazing, guys. 35mm, I think it's a great focal length. It's one of my favorites, and it's spherical. So I said, why not? Let me try it on an anamorphic lens. And I have to say, so far, so good. Let's talk about the flares. This thing flares beautiful. This thing is so controlled. I like the fact that they made the flares look better than their previous anamorphic lenses. You guys all know that the lens was all over the place. SIRUI had a big problem in trying to control those flares, but now they actually did with the Saturns, and I have to say this one out of the three flares the least, but it looks very, very beautiful. And I like the fact that it looks cinematic. Those black bars, baby, you know, we all love that from all the J.J. Abrams movies. So this lens actually has all those characteristics. And yes, this is a clean lens. I opted for the neutral flare, being that I wanted to have the most flexibility in post. They do offer a blue flare, but for me, I think the neutral is a lot better because you have flexibility. You're not committed to just one color. Like if you go with the blue, you're stuck with the blue. This one is neutral. You're in a golden hour situation, you're gonna get those amber flares. If you're at night and you see certain colors pop up, purple, blue, you're gonna get all those colors, which is super awesome that this lens can give you that ability because it is neutral flare. And that's one of the reasons why I opted for the neutral flare. And I don't know, man, I just really like how this lens is. So we're gonna talk about the price now, because this lens is priced over $1,000. I think it's $1,050 or $1,100, but Black Friday is coming, so I'm gonna leave a link in the description so you guys can monitor it and see if it goes on sale. You guys could just buy it and try it for yourself. I think this lens is still good, and I want to talk about the pros and cons because I don't want to make this video too long. And a lot of you guys don't like the fact that this lens has pincushion distortion. If you guys notice what pincushion is, it just squeezes the sides of the image in, but that's something you can correct in post. If you want to actually correct these, I'm gonna leave a link of my friend SePark. He actually sells those presets for $1, which is nothing, and you can go to his page and just buy it from him. So I'm just gonna leave it in the description so you can check it out. But if you're like me, you like that vintage type of look, then you have the flexibility, because you know why? This is a clinical lens, and when you have a clinical lens, you could give it all the miles of film look that you want, add barrel distortion, and this thing is gonna look beautiful. The pros for me is that it's very clinical. I love the fact that it weighs under a pound. and it produces amazing cinematic images right off the bat. If you guys can see, these images look gorgeous. This lens just screams movie, and I love the fact that it has high quality glass. I love this lens. This lens is beautiful. Now let's talk about what I don't like about this lens. What I don't like about this lens is the fact that it is committed to just one mount. I am a person that I like to have more, I have a Pixis, as you can see right next to me, but since this is for Sony, I'm committed only to the Sony. But if this was a PL, then I could use it for both systems, which is, honestly, that's the way to go. But hey, if you are a Sony shooter, then you know what I'm talking about. If you're only gonna stay on the camera, then this lens is good for you. But if you're a person that's jumping from camera to camera and you want to have the same lens for all of them, then this lens is not for you. The second con I have is that is a T2.9. It's not too, bright. So that, it's gonna, differ with the looks. Sometimes, you don't have a lot of light, and a T2.9 is just not gonna cut it all the time. But like I said, most of these cameras are pretty good in low light, like the FX3, A7S3, and you can just, get by and you'll be fine with this lens. But other than that, guys, I think this lens has a lot of potential value. Don't let other people justify your purchase. If it has to have barrel distortion, it has to have that vintage look. It's up to you as a filmmaker. If you want and need those looks, then you go for that. But if you're a person that you're making money with your videos, then I think going clinical and having the freedom on post to do and make the image however you want it, then this is the lens for you. And yeah, this is the review that I wanted to talk. It was just basically speak value, and I think the SIRUI Anamorphic 35mm has value. This lens will be in my camera bag all the time. So this is going to be it for me. I hope you found this video useful, informative. And if you did, go out there, create. I'm going to catch you guys in the next video. Peace.